Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of It Takes Work. Stacy here.
Jelani here.
And we are coming to you all tonight with a different subject matter. I know at the end of episode 5, we talked about coming back with an episode about intimacy. But some things have happened in life and sort of changed the topic of our conversation for tonight's episode. And just for your awareness, we only have 4 episodes left in season 1. Season 2 will kick off in 2023, and we will have a lot more to talk about. And we'll do a lot more. We'll focus a lot more on the different types of relationships. I know a lot of the episodes we've had since beginning have talked a lot about navigating through things as couples. But we're going to really get into friendships. We're going to get into family relationships, like really deep. We're going to get into working relationships. So season 2 is going to be packed. But tonight, we're going to talk about navigating through challenges together. And what sparked this subject matter? A lot has happened in our lives in the last couple of weeks. We had an unexpected death in the family. Lots of things that we are focusing on in our own in our intermediate family unit. You know, some struggles, just navigating through some things that God has promised us, and so that has put us in a position to really stand 10 toes down in our faith, but also lean on each other through these challenging times, specifically for me. So we are going to talk. I know a lot of episodes, I talk a lot. So I am going to make sure that I make room for my partner here to engage in the conversation, because I got some feedback that you all loved hearing him engage as much as he did. They did the got a couple of comments about your conversations during the Presence of a Father episode. They were like, I really love hearing how passionate he was, and he was, and so
it's straight from the heart. So
yeah. So we're gonna get right into it. I'll just start out by saying, I'll ask this question to you, Jelani. How important is it for you to have an outlet when navigating through challenging experiences? And it's a part 2 question. And do you feel like you need an outlet when navigating through challenges?
I think it's critical that you have an outlet just for the simple fact that you need to get stuff off your chest. You need to vent certain things that are kind of like bothering you. Because if you keep those things bottled in and just keep them all to yourself, they're going to manifest and come out in unhealthy ways. Whether it be like you just lash out at family members, or you have like destructive, like, behaviors and everything, as far as like how you, interact with people, or how you conduct yourself in life and everything. So you definitely need to get that stuff out. You need to, be able to feel comfortable to talk to somebody and let those things out, and just kind of just let it go.
Thanks. Yeah. So then for you, I know that this particular situation, the struggles that I am enduring, they affect you, but they don't directly impact you as much as they do me. But if the situation were reversed and you were on the other end of this, what would you need? What type of support would you need? Especially considering your personality type, right? You're pretty good with being, by yourself. You recharge when you have your alone time, and whereas me, I recharge when I'm, with others. So what does that look like for you? The support to navigate through challenging times.
Just know that you're there to listen and just be supportive, regardless of what the situation is, just knowing that I have that person there that's willing to just hear me out and just kind of give me some positive feedback on what I need to hear, just to help me process through whatever I'm going through. And you know, you just need that outlet just to. Well, for me personally, I'm a quiet person, so and I like to think a lot, by myself, so it helps me process better. But there are times where I need, that extra opinion,
Mm-hmm.
that fresh outlook that I might be missing something that somebody else might be able to see and bring that perspective to me to help me process things a little bit better.
Yeah, and that's good because, and so for me, with what I'm currently navigating through, I found that my support, I don't want to say requirements, but what I need for support is different now as opposed to maybe what it might have been 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Um, because things got really tough for me, not just navigating through the grief part, but also the what I needed to do. There were some things I had to do, settling of affairs and coordination and things like that. And so it didn't really allow you the time to feel and process what
Yeah.
actually took place. And so what God did for me is he guided me to, the various people that I needed to talk to. Jelani was definitely like the first. He was the first person that I had, access to, the first person that I went to kind of lean into. And then he also, guided me to friends and family members. And it really helped me, it helped stabilize me. And I'm not saying that it just brought me back to my jovial self and I was just so bubbly and excited. What it was is it was support that I needed to be able to stand. So I was able to stand in the midst of everything that I was going through. And so it helped me. Like I had friends that he had me reach out to for prayer. I had family members that he had me reach out to just for me to say what I needed to say out loud. And then they would be able to, you know, make it, not necessarily make it make sense, but give me back what I needed. Not necessarily, oh, we just want to make her feel better, but no, we want to say what thus saith the Lord concerning this and concerning how you feel. And then my children were very supportive. So I just wanted to utilize this time, this platform, because that's what It Takes Work is about. It's about having necessary conversations. And if we can help, if only one person with these podcast conversations, then we've done what has been asked of us. So, if you are navigating through challenging experiences, I would implore you to just gather your surroundings. Pay attention to, what do you need? Identify what you need. Some people don't need conversation.
Mhm.
Some people just need somebody to be present. Some people need conversation. Some people actually need to be left alone, but maybe carefully watched. And then also, what does navigating through challenges look like for you on an individual basis, like an all by yourself situation, right? Um, for me, music, I'll listen to particular songs. They'll minister to my spirit. Some of it's not always gospel, but it will minister to my spirit. It will lift me up. It will pick me up. It will speak to my spirit, and I'm able to move forward. Other people, most people would assume because I write poetry and I love writing and I love reading, they would assume, oh, she just grabs her notebook and she spills. That's not always the case. But then I would say assess what it looks like for you individually outside of what you need from others. What do
Mhm.
you need for yourself?
Yeah, because everybody's different. So, and everybody also processes stuff differently too.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got to kind of tailor make what you need to get through life for yourself. And only you know who you are. deep down and what you really require to help you just get along in life. So I would just say, even if you're like somebody that's alone, just kind of like find something that's going to give you some good inspiration to kind of press through. I mean, whether it's like a good word from a sermon or just having some alone time with God, because that could be pretty much all you really need.
Yeah. And if you hear, listening from the podcast streaming platforms, if you hear a little bit of background noise, we apologize. We are not in our normal setup where we would have our microphones and soundproofing things. And so we apologize for any background noise, and we hope that you are able to hear us clearly. And even on the YouTube channel that you may be viewing, we hope you're able to hear us clearly as well. But yeah, so we won't keep you too long tonight. I just wanted to get on here, and present episode 6 and really just take some time to really talk about what navigating through life's challenges look like. In my instance, during this time, it's grief, but there are other challenges, right? Like challenges with one challenge, honestly, that's on the other side of the spectrum for me is holding on to the promise that I know that God made me, being patient, and really allowing Him to work on me, to prepare me for what He's promised. So that's another challenge. And there's so many others, right? People have challenges with finances, right? Family relationships in general. They have challenges within themselves. We have habits and characteristics about ourselves that we don't necessarily like, and there's a struggle, maturing and growing and being delivered out of those habits and those character traits. And so we just really just wanted to come here tonight and take up about maybe 15 minutes of your evening and just talk about it. So, I encourage you all to spend some time and have those conversations, whether it be in your prayer time with God or whether it be with those that you feel most comfortable with and most vulnerable with. What does navigating through those challenges of life look like? And I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's crazy how you don't really begin to reflect and you don't really begin to think about or talk about things like this until something happens.
Yeah.
And so this time for me, has made me more aware, and I am going to be a lot more conscious of how I handle life challenges. Like I'm going to do the work while I feel good so that when I don't feel so good, I know what I need to get through. So, Mr. Wilson, before we wrap up episode 6, which is going to be a shorty, what else would you like to add to the conversation about navigating through challenges? And I'll give you a little bit of a hint to lead into the conversation. I'm not saying I ain't going, but I'm gonna say that the way that you provided support to me, I think a lot of people would benefit from knowing, maybe from the supporters' side, how important their input is in helping a person stabilize through a challenging time.
For me, it's about having a sympathetic ear, being conscious of what you say to a person, because what you think might actually be helping might be actually making it worse. So just kind of choose your words carefully, depending on the topic or the type of challenge that person is going through. And a lot of times you just gotta just be there for that person.
Yeah.
You don't always have to say say anything, prophetic, half the time. Sometimes people just need a real good hug or they just need to cry. You just need to just be there for them.
Yeah.
It's not really a super over, let me think this through type of scenario. Just be there for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what's been the most important for me is how the simplicity of the support, because I feel like when you put a lot of pressure on what you're going to say, like it has to sound right, it doesn't come out organic.
Mhm.
Because typically, when somebody is navigating through something, they either need someone who can relate to what they're dealing with. And then if you can't relate, you at a minimum, again, can sympathize and say, you know what? I may not understand fully what you're going through. I may not be able to have a whole lot of prolific words to say to you about this, but I'm here. And you can say whatever you need to say, and you can do whatever you need to do, and I'm here. So we hope that this has been helpful. And if you are tuning in from the streaming platforms, the podcast platforms, please subscribe. Feel free to leave us comments. Email us at ITW_it takes work. Actually, no, that's Instagram. My apologies. That's the Instagram account. Follow us there. Email us at ittakeswork.itw@gmail.com. And if you are viewing us from YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys episode 7 in September. Take care, everybody.